Namaskaram, Anna.
No, sir.
Welcome to the another podcast.
Yeah, thank you very much.
So last time we did podcast in Nepali, so
Correct, yeah.
many of our viewers were asking for, they were asking for the whether to give a subtitle, English subtitle, or make another podcast in English.
Yes.
So we have lots of views from outside Nepal. So we decided to make a podcast in English.
Yeah.
And one thing that I have always observed and I've always felt that in your presence, I really feel very exuberant. I feel really very good because wherever you go, and I have felt personally that atmosphere change, and you, as you said previously, that wherever I go, I carry temple with me, and that is very true. That is very true. And then you also suggested everyone that you don't need to go to the Himalayas to do meditations and everything. Wherever you are, just you feel blissful, and you can do sadhana and you can carry temple with you.
Okay.
So let me tell you first, my English is not very good, so
That's
I
fine,
may
that's
make mistakes. So in recent days, what I have felt is, Anna, the people lie. People lie, whether in the relationship or in the family relations or in the political relations, even in the spirituality also. Lots of people I have seen, they lie. So what impact does that make in an individual? And I have seen that some people make mistakes, and then they think that, okay, I did this, I create karma, and after that I will do sadhana, and then everything will be fine. So what is your take on that? Why people think that?
So first of all, thank you very much for inviting me. So last time we had a Nepali podcast, and most of the people had a problem to understand what we were actually speaking about, and most of the people are asking the subtitle.
Yes.
And it was very technically challenging also because of the resources, and then we don't have volunteers for that one also. So yeah, we are here in the one of the you can say Tapabhumi of the Shibupuri Baba, and that's how this place has been named as the Shibupuri also. So it's a blessing that we didn't even plan. So I just called you yesterday, and then we are here. So the first thing just to acknowledge, and then the people who are watching, viewing, and everything, whatever I'm experiencing, and what everybody is able to experience is all because of the grace of the Guru. Without the Guru, you have to go to the temple because you do not know the mechanics of how everything works. So just like Sadhguru says, inner engineering. So if you know how this the system works, and then how this mechanics works, then it's everywhere. You just carry within yourself, and then sadhana is a way to facilitate that, having the access to the source of the creation, as well as using the Sadhguru. So now after that, again, everybody who is watching this, first of all, I strongly recommend you go through the inner engine program. If you're not, you can make use of the Isha Kriya also, which you can go from the Sadhguru app, as well as the YouTube you can find. Now coming to the question about lying, truth and lies and everything, we just need to understand that when you live in a society, and everybody is actually trying to make a living, it's a survival process.
Yes.
So there are two aspects of it. The first aspect is you just want to survive. Okay, so that is one way. So because of the way the society has been designed, and per se, because this kind of things does not actually exist in, I've heard in some of the tribal places in Africa, or some other places in Amazon or somewhere, people live close to the nature, and they don't have this concept of certain things like a money or financial institution, or competing with each other, because people are actually cooperating with each other, and then making use of the resources, giving back to the nature. And then even if they want to go and cut the tree, they take the permission from the forest,
Exactly.
The resource and everything. But when you're living in a society where from the childhood you're fighting for the resources, you want to accumulate more or something. So when you are in a very competitive mode or something, if you tell the truth all the time, then like you cannot even make a girlfriend also, because because when you are in a college or something, a school or something, like I wouldn't say like it's the best time to date or something. I'm not judging anybody, but if you see like not everybody can have a money, not everybody can have a bike or something, but when you want to attract the opposite sex or something like that, they want you to take them to nice places like bike rides and everything, and not everybody can have, and in that case like you have to borrow the bike from somebody else. You might tell a little bit of lie so that things will work for you. So I wouldn't say like this is a bad kind of lie or something like that. So it's a social skill set, okay? Because you have to make something work. For example, like if you look into the story of the Lord Krishna, if you see like he's from the childhood, like he's like hiding from everybody, like going and stealing the makhan and everything. He's doing that, but like that is why we call it a leela, because he's not planning to harm anybody. Okay, he's not trying to harm anybody. He's trying to become as inclusive as possible, and like you are telling like a certain ways, like he's not blatantly telling a lie to have, let's say like using certain terminology like a win and lose situation. For example, I want to win and then you want to lose. If I do that, like that is a very deceptive way of thing, and that is going to create a karma. But of course, like if I'm saying certain thing, I'm hiding something from you, but like that is ultimately going to help you out, then that is not, you cannot say a lie or something like that. It's going to be bad, because that is the reason like there is no such thing as a black and white. Okay, it's a gray scale. That's why like we always say like when you become inclusive or something like that, then there's no such thing as a truth or a lie or something like that. Only thing that matters is a right thing. For example, like there can be situation that like teacher goes to the school and teacher will say that after you guys all study very well or something, you guys will become a great person in the world, very successful.
Yes.
Is it true for everybody? No, because like not everybody is competent enough. Not everybody will get the same opportunities and everything, but that is a certain kind of possibility. Okay, that is one aspect of it. So now the another aspect, just like you're saying, that people are deceiving people.
Yes.
Okay, now going to a little bit darker aspects of it. Now you want to have advantage over somebody else. You lie to someone and then you go and then you are telling one thing to someone else and telling something to another else. You are like lying, and then you are trying to have the power over somebody else, or you want to take the benefit of somebody else. So in that case, what is going to happen is like one thing, like see, like somebody coming to you and then lying to you, you cannot help it. Can you help it? You cannot help it. What the another person is going to do. So that is where like all the spiritual process, inner engineering, everything comes to the play. So that when you realize that like somebody is lying to you, that basically means like you have to deal the same way, like you indifferently do it, like like that guy is going to lie. You just avoid the company of that person, because I'm not saying like you are avoiding that person, but the main thing is like there's no integrity in that person himself. Because for me to lie to you, I have to lie to myself first.
Exactly.
Okay. So if I'm deceived to myself, then see, in their life, like the only thing that matters is the reliability only. If there is no reliability, gone case. For example, like even if I'm walking here on the ground, like I know that like this ground has not failed me ever. I've walked in like a 10, even like let's say like a 20, 30 years, 40 years, like I've been walking in the ground.
Yes.
The ground has never like broken away and then I've not went inside the ground. Yes. So the ground is like a reliable. Okay, that is the integrity of the ground. Okay, same way the wind is coming. The wind is never going to be solid. Okay, I can sense the chillness and everything. It has been that way all the time. So the wind has never lied. Has it lied? No.
No, never.
So it is the most reliable, and that is the integrity. So basically like the person like who actually like keeps on lying and lying like one after another, maybe like just like I told you earlier, to survive. In some way like they are going to lie, make a lie or something. For example, like people who do not have a food to eat, they will go and say that, okay, like because one day you can say one thing and people can help you. Second day, third day, like if you go on saying the same thing, like people are not going to believe it. So they have to do all this kind of thing. So in that kind of condition, that is a different kind of thing, because that is doing like in a survival way or something, like you cannot avoid that. That has actually happened because of the lack of humanity in the society. because just like Sadhguru says that like there are enough resources.
Yes.
Okay, because like now we have eaten nicely and everything, and we have a plan. After this podcast, we'll go and then have nice food or something. We don't need to worry about the food. But let's say like for last 2 days, like we have not eaten food. Like we don't care about all this morality and like lying truth or something, or even podcast or spirituality.
Exactly.
We think like where can I go get the food?
Get the food, exactly.
Now coming back, like when a person starts lying or something like that, now like slowly the integrity in your system will go away. Just like if you eat like a bad food or something, the integrity of the physicality, 5 elements will go away. Similarly, like if you go on like creating like the misinformation and lies and everything, slowly like the integrity of your manomaya kosha, which is the conscious buddhi, that will like slowly fade away, slowly. Now that basically means that like you will lose credibility in the world, and slowly like you will lose it. Okay, so if you are talking in terms of the karma and everything, like karma is not something that like it's like it's not very straightforward in terms of calculation or something like that. That I'll do this much lie and then like this much is going to add or this or something like that. It is nothing to going to like that. It basically means that like you are creating a mechanism to trap yourself. For example, like a big karma or small karma, it doesn't really matter. If you are trapped, like you are trapped, isn't it? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes or no? Whether like you are like trapped in a like just like Sadhguru says, like whether you are trapped in a like the gold prison or iron prison, or even let's say like you are not even like tied anywhere, just like you're trapped in a like a very beautiful island. Okay, initially you might feel good, but after a while like you cannot escape from there, isn't it? So basically like we should not look from the karmic point of view that like it is going to create more karma or good karma or something like that. Karma is a karma. Like once you are trapped, like a trapped basically means you are trapped. Okay, but like that's why like we should not be worrying too much about it. Like if you just go inclusively. Okay, I'm not like promoting people to go and like start lying and then like okay, Ramanna is talking about this like win lose or something like that. You have to know like certain kind of context and everything. For every action, like you should be ready to face the consequences. That is the only thing, and it happens in many different levels. For example, I told you like if I eat bad food, in the physicality like the body will become lethargic and everything. The mind will also become dull and everything. So there are many levels goes like that. So the same way like whatever you call as a lie is also like a food for the mind.
Wow.
Yeah, because you are trapping yourself, isn't it?
Wow.
So once you, let's say like I lied for the first time, and because the mind doesn't know, okay, the mind is only here to keep you alive in their lowest level, okay, to keep you alive. So the mind does not care like whether you lie or do not lie or something like that. But slowly like you'll program yourself in a certain way that okay, lying is fine all the time. So after that like you lose the integrity, and then like if people will not believe you, then like it's going to be very difficult to survive. Forget about like progressing in a spiritual path.
So when people start lying, they get suffered themselves.
Yeah, like rather than like suffering is one aspect of it, but the main thing is like you are trapped. Like you will not be able to see the things as they are.
Oh, wow.
Because for example, like if I look at this, if you want to see the things as they are, you neither need the truth nor the lie. You don't need neither of that. It's just like the direct encounter, isn't it? Because like the body is not actually thinking whether it is like a truth or real or nothing. It's just perceiving, sensing, and just like translating. Like it's up to you. Like okay, like it's too cold or too hot or something like that.
As it is.
It's you are analyzing. Otherwise, you just see it like. If there is no comparison, like a pure experience, isn't it? Yes. But the moment like I say okay, like this wind is also not real. This is also not real. That basically means what? You are lying to yourself. Yes or no? For the body, it's the truth. Yes or no? Yes.
Yes. That's true.
It's
That's
like that.
very deep. Wow.
Yeah.
Very satisfied. Very satisfied. One of the best answer I was searching for. Thank you so much, Anna, for this.
So lying and then saying the truth is not about like morality. You should not lie. You should not do or something like that. Because see, like it can be like a little bit hardcore or something. For example, like if you want to keep your relationship alive or you have to keep your marriage alive, you have to say, "You are the most beautiful woman in the world I have seen."
Yes, that's
and
true.
like you are more beautiful than like the apsaras in the heaven and everything.
Yes,
Maybe like the God has put so much effort to build it.
That's true.
I would not go further than that one. I think you understood what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So you have to say these kind of things to keep things going. I'm not saying like it's a right thing or wrong thing. In your perception, it's completely true. Okay, but if you compare with like somebody else, third person, it may not be true, isn't it? So what is the truth and then what is a lie is also very, very relative and everything. That is the reason in yoga, like we don't really care about what is truth or false. We only look into the perception. So when there is a clarity, like there's no question about false, isn't it? When there's no question of false, like there's no question of truth also. Because truth and false is the domain of the mind. When you have a direct experience, no need of like a true or false or something. You just do like what is needed, and then like what works for you, what works for the other person. If you see the another person here yourself, what has worked for me, like I want you also to try that one, isn't it? That's the reason like I'm going on doing. I did the yatra, and like we are doing the crowdfunding for the temple and everything also. It's very, very important. That's the only reason. Because the temple worked for me, so that it is going to work for other person.
Wow. So there are many occult practices that going to the society.
Correct.
That is followed by the people.
Correct. Yeah.
There is, as Sadhguru also talked about it, there is certain temple that girls can't go. There is certain temple
Correct.
that boys in certain times, certain
Correct.
days, they not allowed to enter inside.
Correct.
So can we say that occult practices are also some kinds of lie, or is this truth?